Rep sneakers have become a viable option for a lot of sneakerheads. There are plenty of people in my comment section that claim that they only wear reps. Those are the only things they collect, and they're very proud about it. And in today's video, I want to go over the pros and cons associated with buying rep sneakers. Now, I want to make a quick disclaimer. This video is not to convince you to go one way or the other. I don't care whether you buy reps or whether you buy the real thing. There are plenty of people that subscribe to my channel that are solely against reps. They hate anything that's inauthentic, and there's a large majority of people that completely love reps, and that's all they collect. And look, I'm not hating, do you. I'm not going to tell you what to do or how to spend your money. At the end of the day, you have to be happy with the purchases that you make, and I can't convince you to be happy doing something that I may or may not do. But in today's video, I'm going to go over the whole entire rep scheme. I own real sneakers, I own reps. I'm going to tell you guys about the advantages associated with buying reps and some of the disadvantages associated with them, because trust me, reps are not a complete replacement for buying real sneakers. There are definitely some downsides associated with them, and I know the holiday season is coming up, and some of you guys might be considering buying some reps or putting them in your collection, and I just want you to make informed buying decisions, because that's what the whole thing's about, guys. No matter whether you're buying real sneakers or you're out here buying reps, it doesn't matter. As long as you're making informed buying decisions, you're doing yourself justice at the end of the day. Because trust me, if you're buying authentic sneakers and you're not legit checking them yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to be aware of the trends. You need to be aware of what's going on, and reps have just gotten better. We have to admit it, and in today's video, we're gonna break it down. Now, reps got super popular this year because there was this whole news article that broke out that reps were coming from the same factory as the real sneakers. Everyone was so outraged by this fact, the fact that the real sneakers and the rep sneakers may be coming from the same place, but there has been a vocal community that has been saying this for years. With this news breaking, a lot of people are considering reps because they feel like it's the justified option right now, and I'm gonna go over the first advantage associated with rep sneakers that everybody knows. One for sure fact about rep sneakers is the fact that they cost less. They are far cheaper than the real thing. Honestly, resale has tripled the price of a lot of sneakers, well beyond their retail value. You could take these Travis Scotts on screen, for example. A pair of reps of these probably cost anywhere from 100 and 150 bucks, including shipping. If we were going to go on StockX right now and look at the same sneaker, these things are selling for $1,000. The last sale was $2,500. That is a lot of money to be spending on a pair of sneakers. For that exact value right there, you could probably buy about 25 reps for $2,500. Now, that would be a heck of a lot of sneakers, but hey, there are people who collect reps and they do that all the time. That is one of the best things they associate with reps, the fact that they're so cheap and so versatile, you could just buy them up like candy. I mean, look at this collection here. Plenty of grails, plenty of fire sneakers. You can see he's got these off-white Chicago ones. He's got a pair of Fragment one, low and highs. He's got the Union Jordan ones. He's got so many Travis Scotts, and I'm sure he's probably paid under $2,000 for all these sneakers that you're seeing on screen here. This is something you can't do with authentic sneakers. I don't care what you say, man. Unless you're getting from like $1 a pop and you're connected with Nike, there's no way you're gonna be able to do what this guy's doing right here. These sneakers are super cheap. They're probably one of the best alternatives to buying regular sneakers, because at least with reps, they're selling at the retail price. And that's what a lot of people use as a justification for buying these sneakers. It's like, hey, I can't afford paying $2,000 for a sneaker. I still want to own some kicks and have some versatility. I'm gonna go with these reps, and you can't blame people for doing that. It is a lot cheaper and it's a lot more affordable, especially nowadays. People grow and mature and they have different priorities. A lot of people tend to phase out of buying really expensive sneakers because they know there's more important things on the line. But listen, there's one thing that you're not gonna get with reps that you're gonna get with the authentic sneakers, and that's true resale value. You can't really resell reps unless you're doing it in a shady manner, which I'm gonna get into later in this video. I'm not condoning that, but it is a fact associated with reps. There are a lot of people out here selling reps as the real thing, and that's messed up. But if you're really out here trying to be honest and genuine, you're not gonna have a large market to resell reps to. Your best bet if you're trying to resell reps is to do it on eBay. I am not saying their authenticity guarantee is broken, but what you can do is just go ahead and search sneakers that don't have the authenticity guarantee, right? And you can just try to find something that doesn't have that blue sticker on it. Like these shoes right here, they're selling for $237. They're probably reps. I mean, They're not saying they're authentic. They're not giving you that guarantee, and that's really expensive for a pair of reps. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I know if you went directly to the source, you could probably spend way less money on these sneakers, but that's the thing. If you're wise to reps and you know what you're doing, you're not gonna be buying them secondhand. You're gonna go directly to the person that's selling them, and they're always gonna be in stock. That's something you don't have to worry about. They're gonna constantly be pushing out these rep sneakers. They're not going out of stock. They're not going out of business, right? So many people who buy reps, they know how to do it, and they're going straight there. The only other place I can imagine you trying to sell some reps knowingly and legitimately is probably on like Depop or something, or Poshmark. You're taking a true gamble whenever you go on Poshmark to buy sneakers, but you have to keep in mind, look at the price. The price is gonna tell you whether these things are probably real or fake. Like $75 for a pair of lightning yellow Jordan 4s is not gonna be a legitimate deal. They're probably reps. Let's check them out. They're claiming 100% authenticity guarantee, but I mean, never mind. These things are beat, boy. Wow. Oh my God. See, this is something that you are not gonna do with a pair of reps. Like, if they get this beat, you might as well throw them out and buy a new pair. All right, let's look at these Airforce, for example. Who knows if they're real or fake? They come with their original box. They're size 5, selling for 150 bucks. That's right around the price of a rep. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're really somebody that doesn't know how to use this system and you're just relying on other people to do the work for you, I guess, but that's a very niche community. And if you're buying reps, they're not the greatest like long-term financial investment in terms of recouping your money. But a big advantage about buying reps is there's no worry about wear and tear. I'm not saying these sneakers are invincible. Yes, reps will probably beat up over time, just like authentic sneakers, but hey, they're both degrading. And which one would you rather do? Would you buy the sneaker that's cheaper that's gonna fall apart? Or would you buy the sneaker that's more expensive that's gonna fall apart? It doesn't matter what you do at the end of the day, your sneaker's gonna fall apart and destroy anyway. So it makes more sense to buy a rep to a lot of people. They're able to wear their kicks, not have to worry about spending all this money and have it sit on the shelf collecting dust because you want to preserve the resale value and blase blase. A lot of people who own authentic sneakers, they might go out and buy reps just because they don't want to harm their original investment, and they can keep those sneakers, preserve the value, watch them go up and make money off their investment and wear their sneakers at the same time by buying reps. It's honestly a great way to just wear kicks and style them. A lot of people comment on my videos all the time saying they wear reps just because it helps them personalize and stylize their collection. I think that's great. I think it's great that people are out here trying to diversify the way they express themselves, and reps really do allow you to do that for a cheaper cost, and you don't have to worry about some of those things associated with rarer, authentic sneakers. The wear and tear is just a thing of the past. If they break apart, who cares? You paid $150 for them. By the time those things break apart, you should have another $150 just to go out and buy another pair, or just take care of the sneakers and it will take them a long time to break apart anyway. Big disadvantage associated with reps is something I said earlier in this video, the fact that people try to resell reps as real sneakers. It's wrong to do. I don't care whether you're buying reps and you're trying to make a little bit of money. You should be honest with people about the product that they're getting. That's why reps have such a bad reputation with authentic sneakerheads, because they associate rep buyers with like crooks and people that just do shady stuff, and they aren't legitimate and they're fake. They're trying to pose, all these other things, just because people try to scam each other, man. Like, come on, bro. We should be above doing that. Like, rep sneakers are just meant to be worn. If you're buying reps, you should just wear them. That's it. You shouldn't be trying to sell them off on the next man, trying to make a quick buck, especially in a deceiving manner. That's not honest. And then it just makes it harder for people to sell reps. That's why people want to get rid of them, because there are a lot of people out here who thought their kicks were legit and then they got robbed and scammed even though they got them authenticated. Reps are getting so good to the point that they're almost one for one with the original, and it's hard to tell. People are taking advantage of this and it sucks. But you know what? One thing that is a great advantage associated with reps for a lot of people is the fact you are not supporting sneaker resale. Yes, people hate sneaker resellers that much because a lot of sneaker resellers, they just scalp, buy up all the sneakers before they even release, and then they try to sell it back to people for 5 times the price. It's getting kind of ridiculous, and that's why the whole sneaker resale market is kind of on one leg right now, because people are tired of these same old gimmicks, and they started to wake up. They're like, you know what? we could just get the reps. People say they come from the same factory. They're cheaper, they're more versatile, they're wearable. I can just put them on. Nobody's gonna call you out and say, oh my God, those are fake. Barely people do that because most people don't care what's on your feet, right? So if you really have the confidence to rock reps, it's a cool thing to do, and you don't have to worry about the whole resale culture coming after you, man. You're not supporting them, you're not supporting a broken business practice. There are plenty of people who have watched my videos, I've talked to, I've commented with, and they tell me all the time, like, look, the only reason I got into reps was because resale was getting far too expensive. It's ridiculous. I don't think it's fair that I gotta pay all this extra money for a sneaker and I'm only getting one. When you compare that to the value of a lot of these reps, you can get 5 for the price of 1. A lot of people are more frugal and cheap when it comes to buying fashionable goods. I mean, that's what helped Shein pop off and become the giant that it is. And it sucks that people try to use these things to scam people, but honestly, that whole practice of 1, scalping, backdooring, and 2, that whole scheme of trying to sell fake things is the real thing, and then the backdooring and the scalping, that soured a lot of people from sneaker resale, and this is their revenge. This is exactly what they're doing, and that's an advantage for some people. You know, do you. A big con associated with rep sneakers, you're never gonna be able to control the quality of what you're about to get. Now, you could say that about authentic sneakers, but there's a brand supporting these things, right? There's some type of backing associated with them. But reps, you really can't see what you're about to get. It's not like you can look at the sneaker in person and tell exactly what's gonna be in your hands. And if you get a crap quality, and if you get a real poor quality rep, you're stuck with it. Like I said, nobody's out here buying used reps. And secondly, if they don't look like the real thing, they're practically garbage. And I know reps have gotten like better quality over time, you know what I'm saying? Like they look a lot better, but some of them are made with cheaper materials and they're not gonna be as comfortable as the real sneaker. They're gonna be glue stains. They might fall apart quicker. I mean, you really have to be honest with yourself. If you're buying reps, you're not gonna get something that is perfect quality. You do have to understand that. That's a reason why these sneakers are so cheap, because they're made with cheaper materials, you understand? So the fact that you're buying these things at such a low price, you have to understand that there's some type of dip in quality associated with them. I think there are a lot of reps that are almost 1 for 1, but I can slightly tell the difference between like real shoes and fake shoes. If you have the authentic pair, you can kind of tell sometimes. Like, for example, with foam runners, they run a little bit bigger than the fake ones. They're not as soft, but at the end of the day, they look almost the same. And sometimes you're only wearing things just for the looks and just to, you know, add a little bit to your swagger, and that's perfectly fine. But a big disadvantage is you're not gonna really know what the quality is like. And 2, another big thing is the shipping time. Some of these reps will take weeks to get to you. I'm talking at least 3 weeks, 3 weeks at minimum. And hopefully they don't get seized by the overseas security, because these are a foreign good. And if they get caught, they're gonna take your package. And there's not like there's some type of buyer protection associated with these. Unless you go through your bank, maybe you'll get your money back. But you know, that's a big thing when it comes to reps. They're gonna take a lot longer to get here. That's why a lot of people tend to buy reps in big batches, because they know the shipping time is ridiculous. And 2, you're paying for each shipping, right? Like with normal sneakers, they might do free shipping, but with reps, you're paying a shipping cost on each good. Whether it's like a flat fee most of the time on like a DH gate, or if you're going through something like a Panda Buy or anything like that, they're usually charging you by the weight. But rep sneakers are super acceptable and accessible nowadays. I just wanted to give you guys some of the pros and the cons associated with rep sneakers. This was a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. If you enjoyed, hit me with a like, man. I really appreciate it. I recently dropped a post about this, and a lot of people were giving me their feedback, which is real dope. Let me know if you guys want more videos like this about rep sneakers or sneaker culture in general. I'm back now, I'm here to make more content, and I'm loving this new editing style. So if you guys are enjoying the stuff, please support the channel, and I appreciate you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.